So today we're going to take a look at another package here from EVBase. Their solution for the Teslas. This one is going to be for the Cybertruck. So let's pop this one open real quick and take a look. All right, so let's take a quick look here. All right, so I'm gonna pop this open real quick and we're gonna take a look at the carbon fiber rear screen cover. So pop that open. You can see here, packaged nicely in a box, no damage. Also nice spacing around it with padding all around the piece itself. Let's open it up. All right, so as you can see, nice gloss carbon fiber piece. Your typical adhesive against the back that we'll use to install this right above the rear screen in the Cybertruck. As far as the weave, you can see very nice and uniform all the way across the piece. Nice reflection, no spots or any kind of things that would cause you any concern. It looks nice quality, right? And typically for these, what you want to do is you want to make sure that your mounting point is cleaned off. I generally like to wipe off the surface with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, let it dry. And then also you want to do is, because the adhesive sticks better when warm, I usually take a heat gun, go over it real quickly over the different pieces, and I'll show that in the install video. That heats up the adhesive, and then when you do the install, it allows it to stay better on the piece that you're actually installing it for. Again, we can get into that when you install, but yeah, overall, it looks like a really nice piece here. Just some quality carbon fiber. So we then install in the truck and take a look. All right, let's go ahead and install the carbon fiber rear screen cover here in the Cybertruck. A couple things real quick for you. I talked before about cleaning also, I'll show that in a moment. It'll make your job a whole lot easier if you move your seats forward. Notice I put mine, both the driver and the passenger way forward, because you want access to the two sides to get this on, make it a lot easier. Because you'll notice you actually have the design which has the angle corners that go forward that match this. And so you're going to want to actually snap this on once you have the adhesive in place. And then having your seats here is going to make it just a lot harder. Now, when you put it on, you can obviously do whatever you prefer. Because again, once you expose the adhesive, it's going to stick on here. So you want to make sure you're in a good place to put it on. So you have a couple options. I mean, I know some people like to go front to back, so you can go here and drop it back down. You can start at the front and bring it across. As I was looking at this, I was thinking, it's probably easiest to go from side to side. So if you just go to the side, line up that one corner and come right across, you can drop it right down, put it right in place once that's stuck. Because once you get on here, you don't have to try to pull it off. So just a quick thought as I was going through that and putting it in there. So anyway, let's go ahead and get it installed. So real quick, again, what you want to do is make sure that you don't have anything on the surface where you're going to be installing. So typically what I do is I just take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and I just do a quick once over to get it all nice and clean. Make sure there isn't anything on there that's going to make it not stick well, as an example. I also like to use a nice rag to do that as opposed to like a paper towel, because you don't want the paper, those shards and stuff sticking on there as well. So you get a nice clean surface. And again, rubbing alcohol will dry out really quickly. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to take this and we're going to get it on there. So what you're going to need to do is obviously remove your adhesive from here. Whatever you want to use. I typically use just a quick little razor blade just to separate the backings from the adhesive. So let me get those off real quick and then we'll go ahead and get this installed. Okay, so a tip I'll give you here, which I'm not going to really use it for this install because it's actually pretty clean and you notice the edges are nice and round, so it'll fit very nicely. But when doing carbon fiber installs with adhesive, something that can get into place sometimes is you might need to put a piece on, and you might need the flexibility to adjust it a little bit if you're doing like side skirts or something like that. So I thought I'd just share the tip. What you can do is if you start to remove the backings from the adhesive and you just do a little bit and overlay your corners so they stick out. Usually I would just tape it to the back end. And you notice I did that here. I'm just showing you this example on this line here. What you could do is then do the install, get it lined up, and so you won't be stuck here. And then you can remove these as it's on there and just pull them right off and they'll sit really nicely. So it gives you the ability to be flexible with it. So I would have, if I was going to do it with this piece, I would have done this same kind of approach across all 4 edges. Just taped them along the back end here, laid it down the way I needed to, and then just pulled the tabs off and it would remove it. Again, this is a little tip for if you're doing carbon fiber. You can do it here if you want to, but given this is a really quick, easy install here, plus it's a little beveled on the side, so it's going to fit nicely, I'm not doing it, but I thought I would share. So I'm just going to take off the last little pieces of the backing here. And so, so we have all of the adhesive here. As I mentioned earlier, I like to use a heat gun, go over it. If you don't have a heat gun, use a hair dryer, something like that. But basically what you want to do is you want to just, heat up the adhesive because it'll stick better. So I'm going to do that real quick. Give me a second here. Next, remember, usually the adhesive will like to be around 70 degrees for install. I'm nowhere near that here today. So this is nice and warm now. The carbon fiber is warm, so it keeps the adhesive more tacky. So again, before you put it down, again, make sure you have the points so you're facing the same way. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it from the side here and put that into place. I'm going to roll it over and drop it right down and just push it into place. So I'm going to push down across all the places where that is adhesive. So it's all nice and tight. All right. And you can see, perfect fit. All the way along the sides here, along the top of the screen, everything. Get your really nice carbon fiber look on there. You can see the nice weaves still coming through. I'm going to give it a really nice accent to the back area here right above that screen. So when your seats come back, you're going to have a really nice display area there, all nice and perfect. So the other tip I'll give you too is if it's cold, or the other thing too is with the different types of adhesive, whether it's 3M or whatever, typically they will have close to 100% adhesive within 72 hours. I think it's right around, depending on which ones you use, 75 to 80% within 24 hours. So if you want, again, it's optional. This one has really nice bevels on the side, so it's actually holding it in place. Not all carbon fiber does, but this one does. But if you wanted to, another tip that I do sometimes with different installs, if it's cold or if there's a little bit of pressure on it, or I want to make sure that it's going to, I want to get up to that 48 hours, right, or 72 hours to make sure it has best adhesion. You can always take just some painter's tape. Right? You want to make something that's not going to leave anything on your carbon fiber or anywhere else. And what you can do is simply attach it and pull down. So again, you want to have pressure where that adhesive is. So I'm just going to put pressure pulling down and just secure it on the side there. Obviously, you can do the opposite side, because you don't want to do is just do one side and have it put pressure pulling up on the opposing side. So I'll just come over here, take another piece, drop it right over here, do the same thing, pull it down onto that. Right, so now I've got those pieces, and I'll just drop one on each of the other sides here, and that's it, right? And now just basically just leave it. I'm not taking the truck anywhere here for the next, I don't know, probably 36 hours. So go from there, and I don't have to worry about that being in place. So put that one on and put one last one on, and that's it. And then I'll just come over and I'll just take off the painter's tape here in whenever I want. Like I said, for bigger pieces, I've actually left it on for the full 72, just to make sure. And if you do have things where it starts to pop off, it's like this surface here isn't real sticky, so so the tape popped up a little bit, I would simply go back and put a cross piece on, hold it down, and you're good. But that's it. So it's very easy install, really nice fit all around the edges, and again, nice quality, nice shine on the gloss. You can see the weave is really nice and even all the way across. So I think it's a great accessory here to add on to the Cybertruck. So again, Hope you enjoy the video. Be sure to use my discount code and enjoy all the great products over at EVBase.